What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let me show you why it's important to just replace your hybrid battery with a brand new one altogether instead of swapping out these individual cells. So you add all these individual cells together, you get a lot more higher voltage. Now, changing one individual cells out would technically work, but here's the problem. Look at the corrosion on all these little bus connection. Now, you could get away with one, but how long will the other cells last? And I see a lot of customers choosing to go that option. It is cheaper, but unfortunately, you're gonna be left stranded again because you're gonna need to change out the other cells, and it's not long before the other one goes bad. Take a look at the other side. You can see it's similar. You see all that acid corrosion? Technically, with these batteries, what you normally get is a hybrid malfunction light, and you'll get a voltage isolation code, meaning the computer senses some kind of voltage leak, and you can see how the corrosion is starting to spread through the case of the hybrid battery. So the computer in the hybrid ECU is able to determine that, hey, we have voltage leaks coming out of the hybrid battery, so therefore I'm going to disable the vehicle and prohibit it from starting or readying on. This is your hybrid battery ECU right here, computer assembly. So typically this right here will mount like that. And I'm gonna have to transfer all these parts over, guys, to the new hybrid battery. So we're still gonna reuse the relays. We're going to reuse the hybrid battery computers. And these are the relays right here, guys. So as you ready it on, it takes the voltage from the 12-volt battery, energize these relays, and then it connects the hybrid battery voltage all together, and it hooks up all these individual cells, and that's how you were able to get the high voltage. And these are your old cables right here. Now the good thing is when you get a new hybrid battery, it does come with these new cables. So this is your service grid plug. So normally this one would be attached right here on this side like so with these two terminals. Like I said, with the new hybrid battery, we get these new cables. Solid connections, no corrosion. And that's what you want, guys. So yeah, anybody that tells you, hey, you don't need to get a whole new hybrid battery, you can just replace the individual cells, don't necessarily believe it, guys, because yeah, it will work for a while, but how long? And notice the difference between these terminals. Nice and shiny in the new hybrid battery. Take them apart. You can see night and day difference. This is the new hybrid battery right here. Look at the old one. And the way guys are able to determine which cells are weaker, you can actually go on the data list and check on the live stream, and the hybrid ECU will be able to monitor each individual cells. So on the tech stream, it might say cell 1, 5 volts, cell 2, 8, cell 3, 10. It's supposed to be a total of 12 volts on each. So when you see one cell's weaker than the other, that's a sign that, hey, the battery's starting to weak up and it's starting to go bad soon. So you might think about replacing it. And once I have it all put together, guys, I'm gonna show you on the scan tool so it can make a little bit more sense. So right now I still have a few more things I need to transfer over. These little breather tubes right here, I'm gonna have to transfer them over to these little breather pods for the battery. And all that is just gonna help the battery breathe. Let me show you guys on the other one so it makes a little bit more sense. So these breather tube I'm gonna have to connect, and then this is routed on the floorboard of the car to help route the air coming out. And it's just a way to help the batteries vent so it doesn't build any excess pressure. So I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling these wires to the new battery. Then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like once it's done. So here I have the new cables transferred over to the new hybrid battery. Got everything hooked up, and these are your 3 relays right here, guys. So whenever you're ready on your Prius and you hear those clicking sounds in the back, these are the relays right here that are being energized by the 12-volt battery. So you need your small battery to help energize these 3 relays, and then that will connect the hybrid battery. And of course, you got your brand new, this is where your service grip plug will go to. You got a brand new cable as well. So it's starting to go back together, guys. Like I said, it's so much better to just get a whole new hybrid battery. I know for some customers, it might be more cost effective to try to go and replace these individual cells, but in the long run, I don't think it's a good idea for you guys to do so. And of course, there's a certain way Toyota wants you to ship the old battery back for them. So I can't just package it up any way I want. You have to seal it up, remove the cables, and then get ready to package it for shipping. Got the old cables right here in the bag. And then all of these connectors right here, the high voltage connectors, I'm gonna have to tape them up with electrical tape. And then I'm gonna have to put a case right back over it again. So far, slowly but surely, the new one is starting to be assembled back together. It's looking good, guys. Nothing like a brand new hybrid battery. Oh, before I forget, another thing with these relays is when you try to ready on your Prius, say you see it's not readying on and you need a jump, that's because your 12-volt battery is not strong enough to energize these 3 relays right here. So that's why in some scenarios you might find yourself needing a jump and you wonder, hey man, I have a Prius or I have a hybrid vehicle. Why do I need a jump? So that's the reason behind that, guys. You need to be able to energize these smaller relays first, and then you're able to connect all these batteries a series together. So that's what's doing that right here. And you can see it's like a little amp clamp it got going around the cable with a connector plugged in right here. So this is pretty much like a little amp clamp that's monitoring how much voltage and amperage coming through this cable. Or amperage, I should say, not voltage. So that's like the internal view, but this is an old school design, guys. And here at this point, we're all ready to get the case back on. So it's always a good idea to double check, triple check to make sure everything is connected and torqued down to manufacturer specification before you put the case back on. Because you don't want to leave any connectors or any terminals loose because that would create a spark. And spark equals fire. So we don't want that, guys. So always a good idea to double check, triple check, like I said. And then we should be good to go. We want a safe vehicle. And this is how the hybrid battery looks like with the case installed. Yeah, as you can see, once you have this case installed, you're not able to do anything inside after you have it sealed. So that's why it's crucial to make sure you have everything connected and torqued down properly. Because after putting this case on, it's not the time to realize you have a screw or a nut left over. You're not going to be able to tell where it goes from there. And the breather tools that you saw me pointing into earlier, this is how it's kind of like connected together. And then this piece of rubber hose right here is going to go on the floorboard. That rubber hose, more specifically, will go right here. And that's how it's going to allow the smaller batteries to be able to vent. So otherwise, they would all just be building up inside of your car. And this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. You can see how battery block voltage for block 1, 15.4 volts. Now going down to each of the battery blocks, this is how you can tell if one of them are weak or not. So when I go on the scan tool under the hybrid battery ECU, I can see all the voltages of the individual cells. So right now with the engine running, you got about 15 volts in all the cells. So when you guys will replace one at a time, so I will see block 1 showing 15 volts and then block 2 will show about 8 volts, and the computer doesn't want to see that either. So that's why I recommend replacing the whole hybrid battery altogether, because if any one of these individual blocks have a voltage variance or difference of 2 volts or more, the computer will store DTC and will store a replace hybrid battery pack code. So that's all there is to it, guys. So better to replace a hybrid battery. I know it saves you guys money in the long run, but instead of having to keep getting a tow truck because you're stranded somewhere, just go ahead and replace it or save up a little bit of money and get a brand new hybrid battery. That's all I got for you guys today. If you find this video informative, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching.